Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to venture forth into Kettlepizza Stage 2, which is making dough. So I'm going to try to make some dough up today, free some of it, and I'm going to take a couple of doughs and I'm going to experiment today. So what we have is the basic recipes here: some bread flour, water, bowl to mix everything in, sugar. Even though this is a bottle of tequila that we had devastated in the past, I like the bottle, so I made it into an olive oil container. So that's what we like. And we got some salt, some sugar, and we're ready to go to put this together. And the first thing we're going to do is test the temperature of the water using the old reliable thermopen, and as you know, it should not be over 110 degrees. And this water is right now 108, so we're going to put the yeast into the water, and that's perfect temperature for us. All right, we'll get back to you in a second while we cut open the yeast. Okay, we put the yeast in here. We also put in 3 tablespoons of sugar. I'm giving it a little stir. Want to get this kind of wet. So you know that yeast just loves sugar and feeds on it, and it helps to create that explosion of gas so that the dough will rise and become nice and full and give you the kind of size that you really need in order to make a nice pizza dough. So I'm just trying to go around here stirring up this thing. They say 5 minutes. I like to give it about 15 minutes and let it go to work. I don't know. You know, I use the and I'm thinking back to the past where I'm thinking my mom just put her finger under the water and she knew. I got to use a thermopen and figure out what the water temperature is. And the old timers, they just knew what to do. Unfortunately, we've lost touch with some of the wonderful little techniques they had in order to do these things. Okay, we'll touch base in a second. Okay, I've got 3 cups of flour in this sifter. I don't know why, I just sift it. Probably don't need to sift it, but in any event, that's what I do to get it nice and smooth and make sure it goes through and everything like that. So we're doing this. So we sift the flour. I'm going to do 3 cups now, and then what I'm going to do is 3 more cups. And that gives me a total of 6 cups of flour, and that really, in 6 cups, makes 4 nice small pizza doughs that'll run anywhere from 12 to 14 inches, and that's the way basically I understand it works. So, all right, we'll get back to you when all the dough is ready to be mixed. Okay, we got 6 cups of sifted flour in here, and now we're going to make a mound and probably put a hole in the center of it so we can put all the water and the yeast and everything else in when it's ready. All right, okay, I made a crater in here in order to put everything in here. Look at how nice the yeast has foamed up and turned into a nice little creamy batch. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start entering some of the other ingredients and then all of the yeast and water to get it ready to go. All right? Let's see if I can do that. All right, it's time just to recap what's going on here. I'm going to put in some butter that I melted down. Don't ask me why. It's something my mother used to do. So I'm going to do it. Do what your mom says, right? Or wait till your father gets on one of the other. I'm going to put in 3 tablespoons of salt. Okay, there's salt. Then I'm going to put in olive oil. Now this is like I said to you earlier, I have this olive oil in this tequila bottle, and I like the bottle, and I filled it up with bulk olive oil that I purchased, and my son likes tequila. So he came over the house one day, and this is kind of a gold-colored olive oil. It's extra virgin. And he decided he was going to try the olive oil. And what happened is he was going to try the tequila. He thought it was tequila when it was olive oil. So he fills up a shot glass. I didn't say anything. And I said, "You sure you want to do that?" And he says, "Yeah, I like this. You know, this is good stuff." I said, "Okay, go ahead." So he took it. Boy, he had a face. Let me tell you, he didn't realize he was drinking a whole shot glass of olive oil instead of really good tequila. All right, so now I'm going to put in the foamy yeast. Really did foam up a lot. So, got a good foam here. All right, so what I'm going to do is what the way I watched my mother do it. She just took a knife. Whoops, got to get that. Okay, I don't need life alert, so I'll let that fly. Somehow they get the smell of it deteriorating and they want to come by and immediately make some money off you, some revenue. You know, it's one of these commercials. I fell down and I can't get up. Well, that could happen. Well, whatever. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just kind of stirring this all up with a knife. Just kind of blending it all together. That's pretty much all you really got to do, and it's starting to come all together now into a nice dough. And after I do this and I start kneading it, I'm going to turn on the oven at about 200 degrees, and I'm going to, what I'm going to do is warm up the oven to 200 degrees, shut it off, get the door open, and let most of the heat go out, and I'm going to place this into the oven after I knead it and get it into a ball. And that way it's going to rise with that little extra heat and a nice quiet oven like that. All right, you've seen people do dough before, no biggie. Here we go. Catch you later. Okay, where did the dough go? I don't know. Okay, here it is. That's the oven. It just went to 200 degrees. I got the dough in a bowl over here, and what I did is I poured olive oil in the bowl and spread it all around with a paper towel. Then I took some more olive oil, dumped it on top of the dough itself so the dough won't dry out. All right, now I'm going to shut off the oven because it just reached 200 degrees, and I'm going to let some of the heat go out so it'll be around 140, 150 degrees inside. Okay, I got the dough sitting on top of the oven, and what I'm going to do now is I'm simply going to cover it with a clean cloth. Okay, just like this. And what I'm going to do as soon as this oven goes down in temperature, I'm going to pop this up on the shelf and let it go in and let it rise all by itself for a couple of hours and set my timer for that. Okay, we'll catch you later. Okay, I have the dough now covered in the oven. The oven's ready to go. It's nice and warm in there, just enough to keep this thing rising, and I expect it to double in size. Okay, over here, I just wanted to give you a picture of something I have called magic dough. And what this does is it helps you look at different size pizza pies and cakes and other pies that you want to make. It has some measurement criteria if you're looking for advice on measurement. But what it does really is it's a non-slip pastry mat. Very little flour is required, and you can mix up your dough even if it's sticky on here, and it will release it very nicely. It's just something I acquired a little while ago, and it works really nice. Okay, see you later. Okay, I just took the dough out of the oven. Here's the unveiling. I would say it definitely doubled in size. Matter of fact, I've got to step back if you want to get a good picture of this. Whoa, big time. All right, so what I got to do now is I got to dump it and cut it into 4 sections which will end up as 4 separate pizzas. Okay, we'll be back in a second. Okay, got the dough cut in 4 sections. What I'm going to do is roll them up into balls, and then I'm going to let them rise one more time. 2 of them I'm going to freeze, and 2 of them tonight I'm going to try to make into some pizza. Just as a little side note, if Jackson was here handling the camera, I probably could get away with doing all of this stuff in real time. One of us could do it in real time and the other one could just tape it. So, okay, here we are. We'll get to you later. Okay, I've shaped the dough into 4 separate balls. I have one down here at the other end just because I'm running out of little space. I'm going to let them rise one more time in the oven. I'm going to cover them and put them in the oven and let them go for another hour or so. And then I'm going to freeze 2 and cook 2 tonight. So we'll see what goes on. All right, we'll catch you later. Okay, everybody, I've completed the second rise of the pizza dough. It's sitting here now waiting to go. I'm going to take 2 of the balls and put them in Ziploc bags, and I'm going to freeze them because I'm planning to make pizza for my grandson on Sunday, and I want to get about 4 to 6 loaves of these balls ready to go to make pizzas for them and stuff like that. So here we go, and so we've completed stage 2. Stage 1, if you remember, was the acquisition, unpacking, and putting together of the Kettlepizza. And now, at this point in time, we're ready to go with making the actual pizza. I think maybe tonight I might put together 2, and if I do that, I'll start creating the cooking of the Kettlepizza stage 3. All right, everyone. This concludes stage 2. May all your cooks be happy ones. Bye-bye now.